Good morning and welcome to the latest episode of T-Hub Capital Podcast, the podcast focused on the topics of technological innovation, governance, new trends, and strategic thinking for private equity investments. We will share our strategic thoughts and introduce you to the innovative companies we invest in. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. Enjoy listening. In this episode, we will discuss the crucial role of corporate governance within private equity firms. We'll delve into the essential components of a robust governance framework, focusing on clear corporate structures, reporting and monitoring, risk management, and compliance. We'll also explore how T-Hub Capital selects independent directors and the integration of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) principles into corporate governance.
Corporate governance involves the implementation of best practices and policies by private equity firms to manage and control their investments effectively. This is particularly important as private equity firms invest in multiple companies that may have diverse operations, and it is essential to ensure proper management to maximize the value. Typically, private equity firms acquire a controlling stake in the companies they invest in, with the aim of improving their performance and long-term value. Effective governance models must, therefore, be based on efficiency, transparency, and accountability. To achieve this objective, investment managers must work closely with the acquired company's owners to create a shared vision and growth strategies that align with the investment company's objectives. It is also critical to establish internal rules and procedures to ensure prompt and informed decision-making and promote transparency and accountability among managers. Below are some of the key aspects of the governance of private equity portfolio companies that we at T-Hub Capital follow. Corporate structure. Private equity firms often have complex corporate structures with various levels of ownership and participation. Clear and transparent corporate structures and effective management of relationships between different entities are essential for good governance. Reporting and monitoring. Portfolio companies must maintain adequate monitoring and reporting systems to ensure transparency and accountability. This includes regular assessment of performance, reporting of issues and opportunities, and presentation of financial and non-financial reports. Risk management. Private equity firms operate in a highly competitive and dynamic environment, where risks and opportunities can arise quickly. Therefore, portfolio companies must identify and mitigate risks in a timely and effective manner to ensure the long-term success of the investments. Compliance. Portfolio companies must comply with all applicable regulations and laws, including private equity activity regulations. The company must ensure that all investments comply with regulatory requirements and that non-compliance risks are adequately managed. Board of Directors. The board of directors of the portfolio company must be composed of highly qualified professionals with complementary skills and in-depth knowledge of the relevant industry. The board must exercise adequate supervision over the management of the portfolio company and its investments, ensuring the adequacy of the strategy and compliance with ethical standards. Additionally, the board establishes policies and procedures to manage risk and ensure regulatory compliance. Conflict of interest management. Private equity firms establish policies and procedures to manage conflicts of interest that may arise when investing in companies that operate in the same industry or when board members have conflicting interests. Transparency and prevention of potential conflicts of interest are essential to maintain integrity in corporate governance. Specifically, we can analyze the method of selection of independent directors on the boards of the companies held by private equity funds and followed by T-Hub Capital. Here are some key points to consider. Experience. Evaluate the candidate's experience in terms of managing companies and private equity portfolios. In particular, evaluate their specific experience in the industry of interest to the portfolio company. Technical skills. Evaluate the candidate's technical skills, particularly their knowledge of finance, analytical ability, and understanding of private equity operations. Independence. Verify that the candidates are truly independent and have no conflicts of interest that could affect their ability to provide impartial advice. Leadership and management skills. Evaluate the candidate's ability to manage a team and make important decisions independently. In particular, evaluate their ability to develop and implement an effective business strategy. Integrity and values. Evaluate the candidate's integrity and values, particularly their ability to work ethically and conform to high standards of integrity. References. Ask for references for the candidates and evaluate their experience and past performance. Compatibility with the company culture. Evaluate the compatibility of the candidates with the culture and values of the portfolio company to ensure good integration and effective collaboration within the company. The selection of effective independent advisors can help portfolio companies in private equity firms to make strategic decisions and adopt best governance practices. Therefore, it is important to conduct a comprehensive evaluation of candidates and make a decision based on the criteria listed above. Governance must also act as a promoter and guarantor of the implementation and respect of ESG criteria. In particular, it must ensure the involvement of subsidiaries in defining an ESG action plan and promoting a commitment to sustainability. Constant monitoring of the progress of the subsidiary company regarding ESG objectives through the annual collection of data related to specific key performance indicators, KPIs. Complete and transparent communication with investors regarding the ESG performance of subsidiaries, based on the annual monitoring of KPIs. In conclusion, the governance of portfolio companies is a crucial aspect to ensure effective management and maximization of the value of holdings. At T-Hub Capital, we take a number of measures to ensure transparency, accountability and compliance, as well as effective risk management and practices adopted by the board of directors of each company.
Thank you for listening to this episode of T-Hub Capital Podcast. I hope you found this content interesting and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode and share it with your friends and colleagues who might be interested. To learn more about T-Hub Capital and our activities, visit our website, thubcapital.com. You can also follow us on our LinkedIn page. See you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of T-Hub Capital Podcast. I hope you found this content interesting and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode and share it with your friends and colleagues who might be interested. To learn more about T-Hub Capital and our activities, visit our website, thubcapital.com. You can also follow us on our LinkedIn page. See you soon.